What's up, guys? How's it going, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new Gotham Knights video. And today we're answering a very urgent question, and that is, how the heck do the Gotham Knights suit systems work? This is a pretty common question that I've received many a times when I've been streaming the game live, and I felt like it would be really nice and convenient for you guys to have a video that you could be pointed to so you could understand how it all works. So let's go on ahead and get into it. Of course, guys, if you do find this video to be useful, please take a quick moment to leave a like. I would really appreciate it. If you dislike the video by the end, you can always take it back. But thank you so very much for your support, those of you that help out with the algorithm. Now, with that in mind, I've brought up our Bat computer. So this is typically the screen that you would see when you open up your gear inventory. In fact, you probably will bring up your Bat computer to see the map. So you're going to scroll on over to gear, and this is what we're talking about here today. So one of the big confusing elements when it comes to the suits of Gotham Knights is that a lot of people seem to be very confused as to how they actually work, particularly when we introduce the styles into this particular equation right here. Well, you'll notice that there are a bunch of different customization options for the suits, and then there's a concept called transmog that goes on ahead and applies different designs over top of your existing suit. So let's explain all of that one by one. So first and foremost, we're going to go into our loadout window. So this is the current loadout that you're wearing. This will have your suit. This will also have your melee and ranged items, both showcased here. So whatever you see on the screen, these are the stats you currently have. These are the abilities that you currently have. If you want more details on any of the items that you're currently wearing, you just simply click onto that item. Then over on this screen, you're going to press the view details button, which in my case on PlayStation is the triangle button. And then here I can learn about what my suit actually does. So it'll give me some basic little blurb about it. But then as I scroll on down, I actually can also see some unique abilities should the suit have such unique abilities. So in this case, I have the revived stalwart and the counter-strike protection, which is obviously quite handy. That explains the current loadout. Beyond that, how do these suits work furthermore? So if we go on to the next tab, this is the crafting tab, which again, if you'd like to craft new suits, you can do so as well. Once again, these are suits that you most likely do not have. If you have crafted any of them or you happen to have found any of them, you will also see that it will say in inventory underneath them. So you can go on ahead and either craft additional suits or just utilize ones you already have. Once again, if you want more details on the crafted suits, you can press the details button and scroll down to see the unique properties that that particular suit might or might not have. Beyond that, of course, there's also powering up of the suits with mods. That could be a separate video altogether, but if you want to, and I would encourage that you should power up your suits, you do want to go on ahead and find the highest rarity item that you have and apply it onto your suit to make it more powerful. But now we get to styles, and this is where most people get massively confused, because they assume that by changing things like this, you might be changing stats. Like, hey, does this impact any of my statistics? If I use, let's say, these boots that seem to be a lot more armored up than these boots that seem to be far less armory, that's not a word, but regardless, a lot of people assume that one affects the other. They do not. So this right here, the styles window as a whole is purely cosmetic. That means that whatever the heck you want to do to the suit here when you have it currently equipped. So if let's say I go into here and I'm like, hey, I really want to use the Deathstroke color scheme and I'd like to change my cowl to be this one, and I'd like to have this symbol with these gloves and these boots, I can go on ahead and do all of that, leave it as it is, and I have my character, and I get to go on ahead and exit this window and now play as this particular suit. This will not in any way affect my stat. Can I go on ahead and revert back? Can I change things? Yes, you can go on ahead and revert back just by pressing the revert button in the bottom screen. You can also go on ahead and revert the entirety of your designs if you'd like to as well. Here's another confusion, and that is that some people are wondering about what happens if, let's say, I really want this suit, let's say, right? So let's say I'd like to use this suit right here, but I think that it's hideous. Let's say I do not like the neon noir style, which you can always see, by the way, on the bottom right hand side of your screen. So let's say I'm not a fan of this particular style. I do want to use this suit because I really love, let's say, the elemental armor that this gives me and elemental ability, but I am not a fan of this style. What do I do? And this is where the styles come in. So the nice thing that they did do, because let's say you don't even like any of the redesigns. Let's say it doesn't matter what you do, the different combinations here to you, they all look hideous. You don't want to use this aesthetic. That's perfectly fine, because what you can do is actually head up here and then use your transmogs. Now, transmogs are not customizable, meaning that they don't have all the options you see right here of colorway, cowl, symbol, gloves, or boots. But the cool thing is that you can go on ahead and transmog into one of them, and then you have your favorite look. So let's say for me, I'm a huge fan of the Talon costumes for these characters. So I could go on ahead and scroll on over to design number 14, and I could apply this onto my character so that now when I back out, I have all the stats from that suit that I really, really love, meaning the abilities, the elemental armor, whatever it might be. But at the same time, I still have these suits that I love as far as how it looks. So it's kind of getting the best of both worlds in one design. I also do want to clarify that there are a couple of suits that do not have styles or do not have editing styles to them. So that would be the Knighthood armor, the Talon armor, and I believe the Nightwatch armor. Those suits do not have customization on them. One other detail that I do want to mention is that I know a lot of people are going to be wondering, like, hey, what about the ability to go back? Like, let's say if I love Nightwatch and I've been playing as Nightwatch, but now I kind of want to go back to the suit and it looking the way that it looked originally. Well, worry not, you do have control over that as well, because once again, if you go back onto your style tab, you can once again press revert, and that will take your armor right back to what it was initially. So it's basically, think about the transmogging system as almost like an extra skin that goes over top of the existing suit that you are wearing. So it's just a visual way to get a look that you really like without impacting the stats that you were after. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. The Beyond suit is a really, really useful ability, especially early on. If you want to level up quickly, this is the way to go. For all 4 of the different Gotham Knights, if you use the Beyond suit, it has an ability called Active Training, which basically boosts all your XP rewards. So it's super duper useful. However, to me, I think it's a hideous costume. I do not like the way that it looks. Well, guess what? I can go on ahead and first and foremost, let's say, try to make it look better by adjusting things like maybe the cowl, adjusting the symbol, the gloves, etc. But let's say I'm still not satisfied with how it looks. Let's say I still think that that's a really ugly looking costume. Well, fear not, because I can just go on ahead and transmog it into, let's say, the Knighthood costume, which I think looks wonderful. And I could go on ahead and instead have my active training ability, but look like the Knighthood Batgirl, which is obviously the best of both worlds. In addition to that, I do want to finally also point out how important it is to go on ahead and utilize your mods, because, for example, you'll notice right here, our suit currently is at a power level of 473. However, if I go on in here and then I press the mod button, which again, in my case on PlayStation, it's the R3 button, I press that in, I have my selection of different mods available to me here. These are some of the rarities. You have common, uncommon, rare, epic, and of course, the one that you are always hunting for is actually legendary. Now, again, all of them will have some distinct element that they might be really good at, like maybe a health boost, maybe a defensive boost, but they will all have a level of power increase as well. So let's say in my case, I'm going to go on ahead and go with the legendary one since it is available there. And I'm going to equip it into our 1 mod slot available. I will press that, and that now raises our power level all the way up to 931. Now, of course, to make this even more extreme, here's the suit that has 2 mod slots in it. So if we equip this one, go into mods, and now do the same exact exercise, you'll notice that we raised the power level of this suit all the way up to 1400. And guess what? There's actually items that have 3 mod slots in them, so you can continue to power up using the mods in a substantial manner. If you feel like you're kind of weak and you feel like your character is falling behind in terms of the ability to deal and take damage, it's most likely because you've ignored the mod element on the suits, the melee items, and the ranged attacks. So there you guys have it. That is the explanation of the suit system within Gotham Knights. I hope that this was clear. I tried to do my best to go on ahead and explain what does seem to be quite a complicated system that many people have struggled with understanding. Hopefully this is a good explanation. Hopefully you're able to go on ahead and decipher things thanks to this video. And of course, if I was helpful to you here today, please take a quick moment to hit that thumbs up button. That would be very much appreciated. I will hopefully catch you all here on the next one. And I am actually working also on a video that will teach you guys how to power level your characters and get to a higher level as fast as possible. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Peace out. See you later, alligators.